Good morning, afternoon, and evening, everybody. My name is MiAh the King, and I told my doctor I heard buzzing, but he said it's just a bug going around. Now then, today we're taking a look at a game just released on Steam called Stargate Timekeepers. Now, originally I wanted to look at B-17 Flying Fortress and continue on with my theme of World War on my channel this month. However, I woke up to see that it had gotten delayed, and I'm very disappointed in that. So here we are looking at this one instead. I'm definitely more of a World War enthusiast than I am a Stargate fan, but whatever, we're here now, so let's dive right in. This game was released not in early access, developed and published by Slytherin Ltd, and sells for $30 American. So the main character, I think, is Eva McCain, Captain Eva McCain. The game starts off with a mission taking place during the whole Antarctica thing at the series finale. Yes, I watched the whole Stargate SG-1 TV show. Anyway, you basically follow her on her journey as she gets lots of different missions. That's pretty much the story. This isn't about the SG-1 team, it's not about any Stargate team, just about Eva and her journeys. The Steam store page isn't exactly very reliable either in terms of describing the game. For instance, did you know that this is a stealth-based game? Yeah, me neither. After all, the store page makes no mention of it. Actually, you know what? That's not true. In one sentence, they say that you can sneak around, but that you're also going to do other things. So I assumed that meant sneaking was an option, not the main component of gameplay or the main goal. And nowhere on the Steam store page does it say otherwise. Instead, they say it's a tactical exploration game, which it's not. There's literally no exploration. Do they know what exploration means? It means exploring new and hidden things. That isn't this. It's level by level, maps that are fully viewable, no hidden objects or choices or anything that makes this an exploration. It's level by level, linear, straightforward objective of navigating stealthily through each level with some dialogue here and there. That's the gist of the game. So let's go into the good and the bad, shall we? I honestly don't have a lot of good to say here, but I'm going to try my best. The first good thing that I noticed was the sound effects, music, and the voice acting. The voice acting is very well done, as well as believable. The music sounds perfectly SG-1, and the sound effects are all accurate and realistic as well. I love listening to the gunshots and the laser blasts. It sounds exactly like it did in the show. So for the ears, this is awesome. It's great to listen to. In fact, everything is above average here in terms of sound design, so no worries there. The next good thing I want to talk about is this one gameplay component that is added here, which is its tactical display. It allows you to give commands to your two units, and then have them, and by units I mean two people, and then have them synchronize their actions, and they play out at the same time. I mean, don't get me wrong, Baldur's Gate and Pathfinder and Pillars of Eternity have already been doing this for decades, but still, they gave it a shiny new color with little previews of what your units are going to do and the paths they'll go, so, you know, that was interesting, I guess. And, oh, the graphics. The game does look pretty good in some situations. Like, it's not the best all around. For instance, the character models themselves look very low textured and low detail, but the environment around you looks insanely detailed with great color and contrast and attention to detail. So for the most part, it's really nice to look at. Just don't look too close at the characters, which you can't anyway because the game won't let you scroll all the way in. So you can't even really get a good look at your people anyway, so just focus on the environment. Okay, so that's all I could say positively about this game. Now I gotta go into the negatives, but before that, would you mind supporting my YouTube channel? And you might be wondering how, or why should I? Well, I mean, come on. It only takes you a couple minutes to like, comment, and subscribe, which helps. But if you really want to help, then please share my content online. It helps the algorithm on YouTube so that my videos get more attention, and ultimately helps the growth of my channel overall, and I just really appreciate it. So, you know, it'd just be a nice thing to do, so please consider helping me out. Thank you. Now then, on to the negatives. And I know that I might get a lot of flack for this, but I gotta be true to myself. I gotta be as honest as I can be in terms of, like, how I feel. So I'm just gonna go into it. I suppose the first thing that I want to go into for the negatives is that price tag. Don't get me wrong, the graphics and the environment look great, and the voice acting and the sound effects are great, but everything else about this game just screams low effort, with no replayability, and it looks like this game isn't very long either. I highly doubt this game is worth $30. And I'll go into there. I have another reason why it's not worth $30, but that'll be at the end, so make sure you stick around. But 25 at most, maybe 20. It just doesn't feel like $30 to me. Next up for the negatives is the gameplay. It's awful. I mean, it's just terrible. I was going insane. I went into this game expecting a tactical strategy game like XCOM or maybe D&D style like Pathfinder, maybe even like Aliens Dark Descent. That's the one I really thought this was going to, you know, look like and feel like. I was not expecting a stealth-based game, nor did I want to play one. But I decided to be fair and to give it a chance, and I tried. And I tried. I knew I was just done with this game when it took me an hour to beat the first level on easy mode, the first level with tutorials. The reason why the gameplay is awful? Well, let me go into it. So, as far as I know, you only get 2 people to control. The first 2 levels only has you using these 2 people. Well, 2 people. It's a different second person each time. Because, yeah, let's send 2 soldiers up against an entire empire that is literally conquering the galaxy. I mean, even Luke had Han and Leia. That's at least 3. In Aliens Dark Descent, you had a whole squad. Okay, fine. Maybe these 2 soldiers are just badasses. Nope. Eva McCain only has 2 useful abilities. She can throw an ammo pack to distract soldiers, the enemy soldiers, and a really crappy submachine gun. Now, it has the ability to cut down a group of enemies, but it has a very short range. Those enemies, however, can shoot you from miles away, so her ability is absolutely useless. It's not like in Aliens where you can have them set up a cone of fire and anything that enters gets shot. No, she shoots immediately, so there's no planning ahead and setting her up. So it basically just makes her useless for all things except throwing that distraction. She can punch people, but everybody can punch people. She can tie up people, but everybody can tie up people. So she has nothing unique that's interesting. And she's the main character who comes with you throughout the game. So you better hope you have another good companion. In the first level, you got a sniper. Now he was useful. He can shoot across the whole damn map and kill everyone instantly. So if you're stuck on the first level, just have him snipe everyone and everything like I did. Then wait for the guards to get tired of searching for you or keep picking them off. And make sure you're super careful. See, each of your companions only has 3 health. 3 little blips of health. 1 shot from the enemy takes away 1 shot of health. So they can only take 3 hits before they die. Once they die, game over. Restart from your last quick save or restart the level. And as far as I could see, there was no way to heal them. I went through the entire first level and didn't see a single thing that allowed me to heal their health. So that was ridiculous. So as I mentioned earlier, you can knock out enemies and tie them up and carry them away, which, okay, great. I've seen tons of games do that in the past, so that's not new or innovative. But the cone of detection each enemy has, it's incredibly long and it's incredibly fast. And I don't just mean that they detect you really fast, but they look left and right and the cone moves left and right incredibly fast. So the sneaking mechanic here is also really badly designed. Who goes back and forth with their head like they're a bird? Nobody does that. So that was just awful. Hell, you can, and here's another thing, you can literally sprint right past enemies. Like, you could be right next to them sprinting. They just, I guess they don't have ears, they don't hear you. As long as they don't see you in their unfair cone of death, then you're fine. But that's not all. They have another enemy called, I think it's called a Kull, or a Krull, I don't know, I think that's pronounced that way. Now, they can't be killed or knocked out, they can be stunned temporarily though, so, yeah, that's fun, I guess. Anyway, your objective in every single map is to use the unique companion the game sticks you with, because I didn't get to choose, and make do with what you've got. No real combat, no real adventure, just sneaking here and there, waiting, listening to dialogue, and unable to make decisions while you wait for the enemy to move somewhere, and then you sneak somewhere else. There's no cover mechanic, there's no reloading, there's no special skills that do anything unique. It's a very bland and unoriginal take on a top-down stealth game with tactics sprinkled in so they can call it a tactical game. Basically, I hated every moment of playing this game. That's how bad the gameplay was. Next up for the negatives is the tutorial. It is absolute shite. You have to find these little holocron looking things on the ground, and they give you these little pop-ups, which pauses the game and explains to you, this next little thing of what this does or what you're supposed to do or whatever. It never told me that I could tie up knocked out enemies, though. I had to figure that one out on my own. So a key component in your stealth game left unexplained. Awesome. And they are sprinkled about in precarious situations where grabbing the damn tutorial might get you caught and killed. Tutorials are supposed to be teaching you how to play the game, not getting you killed, which immediately put a bad taste in my mouth. And I just started ignoring them because they were in enemy line of sight and they kept getting me killed. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say negatively about the game. I've got more, like I could keep going, but I just want to be done with this. Look, overall, I loved the idea of Stargate, the TV show. I hated how it was done. I mean, if you watch the show again, they just get captured every other episode. But because I loved the idea, I watched it all the way through, and I was hoping for a good Stargate game. But this just isn't it. There's no real combat. The combat, when it does happens, it's incredibly one-sided and unfair, making you think that the point of the game is not to have any combat. I wasn't told that this would be a stealth game, and I didn't want one. The game had so much potential as a tactical combat game. Imagine XCOM, but with Stargate. Even Aliens Dark Descent, the way their gameplay components were set up. Do it like that, but with Stargate, and it would have been better. Where you have troops that you can connect to, a base to upgrade and customize, a Stargate taking you anywhere in the galaxy for different missions that give you different bonuses, or different gear, or whatever. I mean, the opening of this game, this cutscene is the best part of the game right here. That's the best this game is ever going to get. I mean, imagine controlling your own base and you have your own flight of those fighters and having them to fight off the bad guys. You know? I mean, there's a mod on StarCraft 2 BattleNet that has a more engaging and fun Stargate game than this standalone game. Oh, and apparently, this isn't even the whole game. What I'm going to put on the screen right now is what the Steam store page itself says. Check this out. Look at this. On the Steam store page, it says Season 1 is available now, but Season 2 is later in the year. So it's not even finished yet? Then why doesn't it say Early Access? Like, what the hell is this? So how long do I actually have to play? Like, what? I've never seen that before. In other words, you're paying $30 for half a completed game, and they're not telling you it's Early Access, so you're not thinking it's Early Access when it's not even finished yet, in a game with none of the iconic characters or iconic worlds. Hell, I played 2 levels and I didn't even see a damn Stargate in the first place. So, save your money. This game just isn't worth it. Even if you're into top-down stealth games, this one just isn't that good. The stealth mechanics barely work, they're incredibly unfair and one-sided, and hell, as you've probably been watching me try and fail over and over again just to get past this ice level, and guess what? This is just the tutorial level that drove me insane. Objectively, is this game decent? No. In my opinion, it's below average. It does have good sound and decent graphics, but that's all it has going for it. So my recommendation would just be to pass on this game. For us Stargate fans out there, we're just going to have to wait patiently until someone else gives us a better one of these. But I just can't look at this anymore. I'm done. So that's all I got. Thank you all so much for watching, with a special thanks to those who stayed till the end. If you have any questions or concerns, please let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I can't wait to see you all again on my next adventure. So until then, I bid you all farewell.